Welcome back. Welcome to TradingView, YouTube, and my subscribers. How you guys doing? Got a lot to cover today. Let's get started. I'm going to go back in time a little bit, and first I'm going to talk about Amazon. This was back on April 14th. It said Amazon is not ready yet. It's not ready for the breakout. Since then, got a lot of arguments with that. Since then, it hasn't really gone anywhere. It's not ready for the breakout. And as you can see, it's just kind of going sideways here. Yes, there's a certain upward bias, but it really didn't go anywhere. Okay, and it's been what, 8 months, right? So not a bad investment. I shouldn't say that. Dead investment, right? Taking a look at this call back on January 26th of this year, and I said, look, this is bubblicious, all right? That right here. Too bad nobody remembers this call, right? It was bubblicious. And sure enough, since then, you've seen price just come down and collapse. Now, why are these things important? Well, you need the market leaders, right? You need the market leaders to keep pushing you higher. Amazon is not going to go anywhere. Market is not really going to be all that bullish. Okay. IPO, I'm sorry, ARC. It was bubblicious. One more up and then just absolutely collapsed. All right. Um, these things, they don't last for very long, but they're very popular at the time when they're going up. Knowing when they're going to end is very, very difficult. So to be able to make calls like this, it's very rewarding for me. Okay. It doesn't mean I take all the trades, but it's nice to know that you understand the charts, you understand what you are analyzing. All right, let's get started here. Tesla Wave 3, all right? This is ending. This is back on November 9th. Wave 3 ending, and sure enough, boom, okay? You got a little bit, one more up. Now we have a classic double top formation here. And I also posted that before. We talked about it. Now we see the follow through. Sorry about that. Yeah, this one you got to keep an eye on. Okay. Again, remember the market. In order for the market to go down, it has to be ready to go down. It just doesn't one morning wake up and oh shit, let's go down. Right. The internals start to weaken. Former leaders start to weaken. Okay. They're usually the last ones to go. They're not the first ones to go. If they are, then it's just a normal pullback and not necessarily a top. When the weak stocks start to go, when the bubblicious stocks start to go, and they're down 20, 30, 40%, then you start seeing the market leaders start to go. Then you start to worry because it could be a near top. Sorry, I can't pause this thing, so we have to continue like this. Uh, Agriculture's, been going straight up. Inflation, we're expecting inflation 6.2 to 6.7. With all this kind of noise that's going on with Omicron and everything, and uh, you know, I don't know if it's Omicron. I think it's more the economy. I think it's more the euphoria is probably over. We're going into a slowing economy, and the Fed wants to taper and raise rates. Wrong thing to do. And that's why people were screaming, you should taper and raise interest rates when it was just getting started. They didn't listen. They did the stupid thing, and now they're doing the stupid thing again. Maybe I'll do a video as to how we know when the Fed should have raised rates. I'll do a video on that. All right. Zombie companies are getting crushed. Okay. What is a zombie company? A zombie company is a company that is full of debt and is trying to pay down debt instead of maximize profit. It's a zombie company. They're not going to do very well in this environment, though people will sit here and disagree till the cows come home, which is interesting. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Turkish Lira continues to go further and further lower. They don't have any foreign reserves to defend the currency. They don't want to pay interest to bondholders to protect them against inflation. As a result, they're going to sell it. You see Warren Moses sitting here talking nonsense. Yeah, Erdogan is doing it right. Yeah, right. Okay. Dumb, dumb, dumb. How about Turkish Lira, Bitcoin? Okay. Bitcoin pull back. So as a result, so will this chart. But we'll talk more about cryptos later. Tesla, this is that top we talked about. Classic setup. Okay. I give other examples. Boom. Yes, it worked out very nicely. Uh, for funds and for fun, I made this chart, and sure enough, it's the only one that's going up. Turkish lira, um, the 10-year bond continues to go higher. Another good call. Now, you may not trade this, you may not make money off of this, but this is great for you to learn that the private sector is the one that sets interest rates, not the central bank, not the government. Uh, the Turkish lira is, I'm sorry, the Central Bank of Turkey is offering 15%, and Turkish uh, 10-year bond is 20 and going higher. Okay, so it's not the central bank that sets interest rates. AMC, classic setup for a short. Okay, we have the 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 up. It's ending. You got the little pennant going. It's now starting to reverse, and sure enough, kaboom! It crashed. People will argue, no, it's great. It's just, I don't know, whatever. Ethereum, we talked about the classic double top. Okay, flash crash, boom, came down. Now it's interesting because it broke and popped back up. Now the popping back up is not the problem, uh, or the good thing, because it's still within structure here. It's still within their structure. So I don't want to say it's bullish, but it's the most bullish chart out there right now. Okay. Um, but I did sell out. I do expect it to go lower, even though it looks slightly bullish. Um, the 2 and the 30s, okay, they're screaming towards an inverted yield curve. This you should worry about. It's going to be interesting to see if this stops somewhere in here and then starts to reverse, because if it does that, then we're already in a recession. So keep an eye on that. All right. Game critical area right here. Right here, it's got to hold. If you're bullish, it's got to hold. All right, and it didn't. It broke down. So you got to be really cautious here, because the next likely move is going to be much lower. Shiba, I told you it's a false breakout. I was warning about cryptos way before the flash crash. Um, Again, you get the stupid comments of people are like, no, I think it's bullish. It's just a pullback. It's whatever. And sure enough, kaboom, it crashed. Uh, AMC by the dip, you know, watch this to continue to go lower. We talked about that one already. Uh, yeah, this is another one where the 10 and the 2s, I don't do 2 10s. I did 10 2s on this one. This chart should scare you. Again, we are racing towards an inverted yield curve. What does that mean? It means that it's less profitable for banks to make loans. As a result, there's less money in the economy. It chokes off the economy, and we end up in a recession. Okay, so the lower this goes, uh, the worse it is for the economy. So, taking a look at the previous recessions that we had, and I was outlining it here, I said, look, inverted yield curve, recession, inverted yield curve, recession. And this one, what? No recession, lol. And this was created way before we actually got the spike. Okay, and I was warning about it prior to the recession. Prior to the recession. So, sure enough, we're coming right back down here again, choking off bank lending, and that's not a good signal for the economy, because the next move is going to be like this, and we're already going to be in a recession, just like we were in a recession here. So be cautious. Think about these fundamental uh, facts. All right, Neo, setting up for a big drop. Now, remember, if they don't scare you out, they're going to wear you out. Okay, so this is the scary part here. It went from, I don't know, $70 down to about 32. Okay, it kind of bounced here. They wear you out. This is the wear you out part. This is the scare you part. And here comes the next scary part. Okay, that would be a wave 3 down. So be cautious and kneel. Now, obviously, it can go either way. Okay, remember these things are key areas. What happened to my chart? Come back. These are key areas. Okay, it can go either way. It can bounce or it can break. All right. You want to take trades at key areas because you will know almost instantly what's going to happen. Okay. If it starts breaking down from that support area, then the chances are it's going to go much lower. If it starts to bounce, then one more up. Where was I? Let's continue. Why is it doing that? I don't have time for this. Come on, baby. Why you be doing this? All right, so then we were at Neo. All right, VIX. VIX major breakout, ongoing, I would say. Um, can you see the VIX spiking and breaking out here? Um, if this continues, and it should, based on what the chart is saying, we'll probably have a gap down tonight, and then we're going to see some more follow through. So things can get very ugly very, very quickly this week. Okay, so be really cautious. Um, the Dow is up against the 92-year channel, right up against resistance. That adds to the negativity that, eventually this is going to correct. One way or another, it's going to correct. It always does. It's not different this time. Now, it can stay up here for quite a long time, kind of doing something like this, and then finally drop. You can do that. And then you say, oh, Nick was wrong. Yeah, I'm not. This is a long-term chart. Be aware of it. I'm not telling you to go out and short it, and next week you're going to make money. It's not the point of this chart. The point of this chart is to be aware where we are. Okay. Overall, we're up against resistance, and this supports a uh, negative market. Bitcoin. Okay. Key breakout. I tried to post it as soon as I saw it, and sure enough, it went much lower. It went down to 42,000. Then it bounced. And remember this, usually what's going to happen at support areas, you'll get a big drop. Okay, it's a liquidation break. Take out all the stops, and then it'll bounce. Okay, usually, and it's done it so many times before, right? Usually, when there's a kind of a liquidation break, as we call it, okay, it's not that bad because it's within structure. This one is breaking structure. Hasn't broken it fully and held below it yet, but it's significant because it's breaking the uh, the support area. So you got to take this one serious. If you saw, I think it was back here somewhere. I said, don't worry about these kind of breaks. It's nothing. This is likely going to go up. You can go look at my other Bitcoin calls, and sure enough, that's what happened. Okay. But again, I've been warning about cryptos for a while now. This one is the reverse repos. Okay, reverse repos are basically what happened is here's what happened. Okay, so the the Treasury issues a Treasury bond. The Fed auctions it off to the primary dealers. The primary dealers go out and purchase them and give them to the secondary dealers or whatever. It's in the open market. Okay, it's in the open market. So the treasurers go in the open market. The savers give the government dollars. They go out and spend it back into the productive economy. Everything is fine. With QE, what ends up happening is that the Fed comes out and buys these securities, the treasuries that it issued, It takes it, buys it from the open market. It creates dollars out of thin air. Okay, it buys them. It exchanges dollars and takes the treasuries back on the Fed's balance sheet. So you can kind of think of it like this: that the Fed, on the one end, issues a treasury bond, okay, and then on the other end, it buys it back from the open market, okay. Now, reverse repos do what? Reverse repos go, the banks go and borrow treasury bonds from the Fed and reintroduce it back into the open market. You see, it's kind of it's funny. It's a joke. Uh, so what is going on here is, and this is why I've been saying tapering has been ongoing for 8 months. Why? Because this started back in February, March of this year. Okay, and as a result of shorting bonds in the open market, uh, essentially what it is, you're selling the bonds, you're increasing the amount of bonds uh, supply, and you're lowering it. You're lowering the bond price. If you're lowering the bond price, you're raising interest rates, and that's why you see this correlation here, which is so important. That reverse repos are actually increasing the bond supply, which is the opposite of what the Fed is trying to do with QE. And it raised interest rates, and they made a lot of money from that. A lot of money uh, shorting the bonds. So, if they start tapering, I predict this is going to start to come back down. Interest rates will stay higher. Okay, obviously. So, yeah, we've been tapering for 8 months. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay. So about 3 minutes left. Um, this is the total crypto market cap. You have the red roof in. You can do crack there. It doesn't look good. It is holding that support. Again, you see the same thing where it kind of breaks support. It pops up. It kind of stays and lingers there for a while. How it's going to work out, uh, I don't know. It's a key area. If it breaks, usually you start to get lower prices. Okay. And I think it's just the market just selling everything. It doesn't matter, risk off. Um, it doesn't matter what crypto it is that you prefer. You think yours is more special than the other one. They're all the same. It's the same sector. It's the same thing. So be very cautious. I've been saying that in just about every one of my posts recently. Caution, 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 because there's reason for concern. Doesn't mean the market won't go up. Doesn't mean cryptos will not go to the moon. Doesn't mean anything. All it means is that we are in a dangerous place with a lot of risk and not a lot of reward. So you got to be cautious. Okay. What your risk appetite is you. It's not me. This is my diary. This is what I'm telling you about the markets. This is what I see. And I timestamp it. You get to peek into it, which is great. I don't mind criticism, but wait till I'm wrong before you tell me I'm wrong. Don't tell me before and then you're wrong, and then I tell you, hey, you were wrong, and you don't admit it. See, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But don't be telling me beforehand that, oh, you're wrong, I disagree. This is volume and price, and I don't know what. Anyway, so please, uh, wait till I'm wrong, okay? And I'm wrong just like anybody else. All right, that's it for this video. 690 followers, another 10 more to get 700. Uh, hopefully we'll get it this week. Um, lastly, when there's nothing to say, I don't say anything. I don't post anything. And as you can see through my timeline, there was a period of time where there was nothing to say, so I didn't say it. Now there's a lot to say, and I'm saying a lot. So I'll keep posting as much as I can free and help you guys out. All right, take care. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great weekend. Talk to you maybe during this week. All right, take care. Bye bye.